I wanna dance, I wanna sing. I'll bring my friends, we'll do our thing. Dance together, young and old. Everybody's story told. La 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 la. La 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 la. I wanna dance, I wanna sing. I'll bring my mom, we'll do our thing. Dance together, young and old. Everybody's story told. La 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 la. La 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 la. I wanna dance, I wanna sing. I'll bring my neighbors, we'll do our thing. Dance together, young and old. Everybody's story told. Everybody singing. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Hello, everyone. Hey, thank you, Vladimir. We are Kairos Alive, and this is the Dancing Heart Live. We are so glad to be dancing with you again today. I'm so thrilled. We have our special guest, Ross Sutter, who
Good morning.
is actually, Ross, you and I worked together on the roof of the Children's Museum many years ago.
I remember that.
Yes, so we longtime colleagues, and Ross is, you'll get to hear lots of his music and stories, and we're so glad to have you today in the Kairos studio. And Vladimir is in his St. Paul studio. I'm so glad that you're with us today, and our friends from Egan and Two Harbors, Matt and Tom and Sarah and Michelle and Sean and Jody and Carl and Cole and Zevin and Cheryl, Leanne and Heidi and Molly and April and Phil and Kathleen and Larry. And if I missed anyone, we're so glad you're here. Did I say I'm Maria? I don't know if I did. I'm Maria. And we've got AM, our wonderful Kairosian intern, and AM will help you out with if you have any questions about Zoom. And please use the chat that we're tracking. We're glad to hear your ideas. And in fact, in a little bit, we have a question. But as you know, we're all about dancing here and having a good time, right? And no matter if you're a chair dancer or if you're a standing dancer, or if you're someone who just likes to just tap your little finger and join along, we're glad you're here. This is a perfection-free zone. And a reminder, if you haven't already done that, we have closed caption available. It's the bottom right-hand corner of the computer, whoever's running that, just click on it. And we're so glad to have that help us along. It's a little delayed, so keep on dancing. So we thought for fun, usually we call it a flash mob, which is a unison dance, and many of you know it. But because we have Ross Sutter here and we have his accordion, we thought no better way to start is with a schottisch, right? I see Tom. There's Tom Johnson up in Two Harbors. Good to see you, Tom. So you can do this in a chair, right? Or you could do it standing like Tom, however you want. So schottisch is basically, it's a step. It goes, I like to count. It's about 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you can pretend if you're sitting, you're hopping. So it goes 1, 2, 3, hop. 1, 2, 3, hop. Should we try that again? And you can do that with your hands too. You could go, see if I can do that. 1, 2, 3, hop. 1, 2, 3, hop, right? And then the next part is you go step, hop, hop, step, hop. Is that right? Step,
That's
hop.
it, yeah.
All right. So the first part is 1, 2, 3, hop. 1, 2, 3, hop. Next step, hop. Step, hop, step, hop, step, hop, step, hop. You could just clap it too. You could go 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap. Step, clap, step, clap, step, clap, step, clap. Or watch Tom, he's also doing it standing. There are many ways to do this. Should we try it with the music? Let's practice one time and then we'll perform for each other. Here
yeah, Maria, I'm going to play my grandmother's favorite tune. It's called Johann Postsnippen.
I see our friends in Two Harbors. Yeah, you got it. Give a wave. I can see you're all ready.
Great.
From Lake City, DAC, looking good. Jody, I'm sure the people we can't see are doing it too. All right, are we ready? We're gonna start with a, how's it, you give us a little warning?
I just do that and I go.
And take a bow, everyone. And this is in sign language, this is a applause. So should we give an applause for all of us here? Beautiful. All right. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that accordion. Tell me about that accordion.
Well, this is an accordion I got just a couple years ago. It's Italian-made accordion. And I had a French accordion that I wore out. I played it so much because I play a lot for children and a lot for adults, and playing these songs does wear out the accordion. So I got this brand new one a couple years ago, and it's what we call a button accordion. It has a different sound each way. You get one sound when you push and a different sound when you pull. It's a lot like playing a harmonica. If you've ever played a harmonica, you know when you blow on a harmonica, you get one sound, and when you suck on it, you get a different sound. And I just play by ear for the most part. I get low notes over here, and I get the high notes over here. Here, Maria, put your thumb there and your fingers there, just on the outside row.
Like this, like this?
Yep. We'll play a quick waltz here so they can see how it works. As long as you stay in the first row, we're going to sound great.
Right,
this is totally improvised here. So go ahead and push whatever you... That's the way I started, just playing, making up tunes. And then the hard part is learning to play a tune you already know.
So you just inspired me, because it turns out, actually, my grandpa's from Italy.
Wow.
And I have an Italian accordion sitting in my house, which I don't know how to play. And now I feel like I have a possibility. I'm going to try that.
Yep.
Just do that
Just
one.
do that and pick it up as you go. Get that dance, that papa going for the waltz.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, there's a recipe in itself, because today we were talking about grandma's recipes, or your aunt's recipes, or your cousin's recipes. But somewhere there are, in all of our heritage, there's a grandma that probably made some wonderful dish, or made some wonderful costume, or made up a wonderful song. And so we're hoping that if you remember that, or if a family member told you about it, if you would have someone put it in the chat for you or chat in yourself, we'd love to hear some of those stories. But in the meantime, we are going to learn some more, do another grandma song, right?
Yeah, my grandmother was born in Hinckley, Minnesota. Some of you might know that town. It burned to the ground the year she was born. She barely escaped to Duluth, Minnesota on the last train going there, and everything was on fire as they went. I'm glad she survived, because she was a big important part of my life. Lived to be 97 years old. And in her final years, she lived in Minneapolis in the first high-rise built in the country, and on Cedar Avenue, sometimes known as Snooze Boulevard. And I would come to visit my grandmother there, and she'd give me a great big hug, and then she'd immediately start feeding me lots of homemade food, homemade soup and homemade bread, and of course, cake and cookies. And then she'd start breaking out the weird food, Maria. I don't know if you had weird food in your house, but she would feed me pickled herring, which is fish pickles, I like to call them. And she gave me lefse, and even once in a while, something called lutefisk. And that's kind of like fish jello. And if you put enough butter on it, it always tastes good. And, but my favorite thing she made for me was something she called skinny pancakes. The French call them crepes. They're a real thin pancake. And my dad only made the fat ones, but my grandma made the skinny ones. And I would eat so many. After all that food, I'd sit and I'd hold my stomach and I'd say, I can't even move, grandmother. And then she would sing me this song that she learned from her mother. Her mother came from Sweden to America, from a part of Sweden in the south called Skåne. And if you come from Skåne, you are called a skåning. And so in this song, when they say du skåning, it means you skåning, you people that come from Skåne. So,
and is that a polka rhythm?
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. And I can sing a little bit of that.
And then maybe
do you want to do
should we, now I know there are a lot of polka dancers out there. Give a wave if you love to polka. Some polka dance? Yeah, all right, yes. Maybe April loves to polka, Leanne, right? Yeah. So, a polka, we can do it in a chair. You can, I love to chair polka this way. I just go one side and the other side. Will you try that with me? So 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, 3, and I'm going across my body. You could just do your hands, or you want to do your hands and your feet. A 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, 3, and a 1. Now you could also just do one finger. You could do finger, right? You could do shoulders. It's that back and forth with the triplet. Now, if there's room and you feel safe standing, you can hold on to a chair, but you could also take it and go 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, 3. It's that back and forth with a 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Is that about the tempo?
That's the beginning tempo, and then watch out at the end. It's going to go quicker, but by then you'll be ready for it, I think.
I hope so.
It goes into it starts with Du skåning, and then it goes into a song called Gubbe Noah, Good Old Noah. Are we ready for all this?
All right, are we ready? Yes? Okay, let's take a deep breath in, everyone.
Du
That's it. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Yes. Woo. Come on, our friends again.
You skåning, you eat your porridge in the morning. Put some honey on it, then get thick and fat. You get so thick and fat, you get so thick and fat. You put some honey on it, and then get thick and fat. Du skåning, I morgen skal du ete brød og duppe den I hånden, så blir du tjukk og fett. Så blir du tjukk og fett, så blir du tjukk og fett. Og duppe den I hånden, så blir du tjukk og fett.
do you want to introduce him?
Yeah, this is a little dancing doll, often called a limberjack or a dancing Dan. I once introduced it as a festival as a limberjack, and a man from Sioux Falls, South Dakota came up to me and said, "It's not a limberjack and it's not Irish, it's Swedish and it's called a yump and yemeni." So the next set, I said, "This is a Swedish yump and yemeni." And a woman from French Canada came up to me and said, "No, it's not Swedish and it's not a yump and yemeni. It's French Canadian and it's called a petit bonhomme." So they have many names. And I bet some folks out there had one of these little dancing dolls homemade for them when they were young. They're terrific little rhythm instrument.
I love it. Well, and that's something you could add to chat if any of you have done a dancing doll, or maybe your grandma had one in her, or a auntie had one that you could dance with. That was fun for me. I had to learn really quick though. I wish I could dance that fast, right? Well, I love songs, stories about recipes and grandmas. And my grandpa was Italian, so there's that story. And my mom, I guess, had to learn how to make spaghetti. But on my other grandfather was Danish. So guess what? We ate pickled herring too. He loved pickled herring. And my mom thought that was a real delicacy. My kids do not think it's a delicacy.
I don't think my kids eat it either. Yeah.
But how about you, Vladimir? I know you have some songs about some fun recipes, some fun foods.
Yes. Well, now that I'm hearing, can you remind me of the name of the percussionist, the little guy dancing?
A limberjack.
Limberjack, okay.
Or Yumpin' Yiminy.
Beautiful. I enjoyed it so much. I need to get one of those. It reminds me of this instrument I have right here, which of course is not the same, but this is a pan flute, universally known as pan flute. But when I came here to the U.S., I wanted to explain someone that it was a traditional instrument from the Andean mountains in South America. And then someone from France showed up, musicologist, that saw me play, and he's like, "Oh, I heard you say that it could come from there." Well, I think they actually come from France, from like the old shepherds that will call their sheep with that, and then they will get gathering during Christmas time and then play that instrument. And then I was like, "Oh, that's nice." And then I went to school, and I had a Chinese teacher who said, Chinese have been making this instrument from time, like in ancient times, right? Like this is from China. So the same thing. I mean, we can find our roots all over the place if we follow closely. But yes, I have a song. My grandma also loved to feed us really good food, and I remember singing this song. It says, I'll try to translate it really quick. It's really short, but it's really fun. If we want to move and want to dance, maybe we can come up with some really sharp movements side to side, kind of to keep the polka going, right? Same thing. I love that. And these are simple songs, right? They have to be catchy for the kids to understand so they can eat and be healthy. Let's see. I'm going to put it in a different key. Comer, me gusta comer, porque grande quiero ser. Los cachetes me engordarán, gorditos se van a poner. La harina se va a buscar, la guatita se va a casar. El tiempo se va a quedar y todos nos vamos a callar. Comer, me gusta comer, porque grande quiero ser. Had a little intro there, and then it goes into the song in a different key. Yeah, I love everyone dancing. Comer, me gusta comer, porque grande quiero ser. Los cachetes me engordarán, gorditos se van a poner. Las piernas se van a hinchar, la guatita se va a agrandar. Comer, me gusta comer, porque grande quiero ser. Comer, it's to eat. Comer, me gusta comer. I like to eat. Comer, I like to eat because I want to be big and strong. And yes, I remember my grandma singing that to me, and she would change the key or the tone if I'm not eating right. So she would be like, comer, me gusta comer, 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 me gusta comer. And then she looked at me like, come on, man. How many times do you want me to sing this song?
Oh, grandmas, aunties. That's a great song.
And it's okay. Is it okay if I share the other song that
Please.
I had from my grandma?
The cook lady, right?
Yes, this one is special. It means a lot to me because I'm from the north part of Chile, South America, which is right next to Peru and Bolivia. And a lot of people from Peru cross the border to go work in Chile, and it's like half an hour away. And I will get a lot of people that would work there in my city from Peru. There were cooks, there were ladies that were they were taking care of their home back in Peru, so they will come to Chile and kind of do the same thing as a nanny. But these ladies were indigenous people, some of them, and they knew like their own recipes that were, you know, from ancient people. And I was lucky enough to have, sometimes during my life, a few of these women working with us. And they became my grandmas or my mom, you know, my second mom. And I would love to eat the food and just to learn new words, right? So it'll bring the culture to you. And a guy from Chile called Victor Jara, an amazing artist, he created a song for one of these cocineras. Cocinera means a cook, right? A woman who cooks. Cocinera. In Spanish, you have genders for the adjectives sometimes. So cocinera. Cocinero will be the man. Cocinera. So the song is called La Cocinera. And it talks about how she's cooking and moving and dancing. And sometimes you don't know what she's doing because, you know, she's so tough and she's moving the food inside of the big pot. And she has a wooden spoon. It talks about this beautiful wooden spoon that she uses that she wouldn't trade. It's the one wooden spoon that she loves. So he goes and buys another wooden spoon to give to her, and she appreciates it, but it's not her wooden spoon, right? So it's a funny song. It goes, and it's sung in a way, it's not the beautiful singing that we used to. I'm going to try to imitate what they do because they want to show that roughness that is also beautiful, right? So I hope you enjoy this song. And give me 1 second. Right here. Okay. And it goes something like this. Cuchilla de palo, palito de loza, ollita de barro. Se la he comprado a mi cocinera, a mi cocinera. Se la he comprado como yo quiera, a mi cocinera. Y con mi caja vengo cantando coplas de Tiracaya. Porque ya estamos en medio del carnaval. Porque ya estamos en medio del carnaval. Planta de ají, planta y tomate. ¿Dónde estará mi cocinerita ahí tomando mate? ¿Dónde estará mi cocinerita ahí tomando mate? Y cuchillo de palo, cuchito de loza, ollita de barro. Se la he comprado a mi cocinera. Se la he comprado a mi cocinera. Planta de ají, planta y tomate. ¿Dónde estará mi cocinerita ahí tomando mate? ¿Dónde estará mi cocinerita ahí tomando mate? And you know, a lot of times these people, you know, it's we'll speak Spanish, but people from Peru have their own way of speaking Spanish. People from Bolivia, from Argentina, and sometimes when you have people from the farms, you know, they use the way that they speak with, like, when they sing, they like to like really play with their voice like this, like, and I know that comes from different cultures as well, right? So that's the emphasis that you give to that when you want to emphasize roughness and power. You should throw your voice, and like sometimes gets out of tune, but it's on purpose because that's kind of like the embellishment that you want to do. So That's what the song had a little bit. I tried to do my best, but if you want to Google it, go Victor Jara. He's an amazing singer, has so many songs that I encourage you to look for him on YouTube. Yep.
Oh, thank you, Vladimir.
I'm going to put it on the chat, just the name, so you can see it. Yep.
Well, it just reminds me, it's one of the things we always say here at Kairos, that this is a perfection-free zone. And there's so many ways to write a song, sing a song, dance, tell a story. And it's the many different ways that, for me, make it so exciting to learn new songs and new dances and ways of thinking, ways of speaking. But you think about that when we want to really emphasize something, we like add a lot of, or something else.
I remember the first time I went to Scotland. I'd been learning Scottish ballads, and I went to a session over there, and I'd been singing them kind of the way I'd been taught. I was taught to sing classical music, and I loved these songs. And I went to my first session over there, and some of the people were almost screaming the songs. And I suddenly felt I had been so restricted in the way I was singing them that I wasn't singing them as freely as I needed to. And it gave me such a feeling of relief to just be able to just sing the song and not be so careful with it. Exactly what you were talking about there, Vlad, that it was that same thing, almost screaming the song, but it had so much power and so much more meaning. I also heard people that would sing songs and they couldn't carry a tune at all. But if they chose the right song, they actually delivered it better than I could ever sing it with a trained voice, because I was singing it in too beautiful a style. Yeah, I really like hearing that story.
I love it. So all you balladeers out there, just go for it. There's many ways, right, to sing a song. That gives me, just like maybe learning how to play the accordion too. I was thinking before we we have lots of songs that we want to share and dances, but I'm thinking this might be a time, Vladimir, for us to do our breathing in, breathing out song. Many of you know this well, and it reminds me again, something that we all share, right, is our breath. And we, few weeks ago, Ross, we were celebrating trees and sharing the breath. So as we took a breath in from the oxygen that the trees helped make out of the carbon dioxide, that we breathe it in. So remember that as we breathe in, we bring in that wonderful oxygen, and we exhale, right, the carbon dioxide, and then the trees breathe that in, and then they exhale the oxygen. So there's always that circular give and take. We share with you, you share with us. And when we're done doing the breathing in, breathing out song, I'm hoping maybe, Eleanor, there might be some recipes or some favorite things that people's grandma or aunties have shared with them. But in the meantime, let's begin with our breath. So I invite you, letting your feet be on the ground or on the wheels of, on the things of your wheelchair, however you feel comfortable. But we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you do that, I want you to think about lengthening your spine. So breath in. That's it, my friends. And then exhale. And as you exhale, I want you to let your shoulders drop, but you're going to get a little bit taller. You don't have to get smaller, right? So breath in, exhale, and get a little bit taller. Yes. Beautiful. That's it, Anne. And one more breath in. Inhale and exhale. And let's just move that spine a little bit to get our body brain going, right? We've been dancing already, which is a great body brain way to warm up. But we're just going to move that spine so that we're going to take a breath with our whole body. Breath in, and if you can reach with your hands, or if you just want to reach with your eyes, breathing in and then breathing out. These are words inspired by Thich Nhat Hanh. Breath in, breathing out. And then you know it, so do it with me. If you want to, you can cross your midline, give yourself a hug here, and and it goes, I am blooming as a flower. So I am blooming. Now let's open it up. As a flower. Nice, Ross. And then let your fingers dance if you want. And we say, I am fresh as the dew. And you can send to our friends in around Minnesota here some little bits of dew. There you go. And then the next one is, I am solid as a mountain. So take a breath in. I am solid as a mountain. And then feeling the earth on your feet as you step. I am firm as the earth. I am firm as the earth. And then I am free. I am free. I'm free to sing a song. I'm free to dance however I want. I'm free to tell a story. Soy libre, soy libre. So that is how we put it all together. Vladimir is going to play for us today, and I will keep on doing those movements, but if you want to make up your own, please do that as well. So the breathing in, breathing out song.
Breathing in, breathing out, respirar, exhalar. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free, I am free, I am free. I am free, soy libre.
And one more time, breath in. Let's reach those arms if you can. Reach to me, my friends from Two Harbors. That's beautiful. And Egan, and breath out. Thank you. It's good to breathe together. So, Ross, you have some more songs for us.
Ooh, I like that exercise, though. I have a sore back, too. It feels better already. I think that was... Breath is amazing.
Breath, it is. And especially when we think about, it isn't about holding anything. It's just allowing.
And we do start freezing up sometimes.
Sure.
Well, I have another instrument that I'd like to play. This is called a dulcimer. In Norway and Sweden, they have versions of this. I collect a lot of music from Norway and Sweden. In Sweden, they call it a hummel, and in Norway, they call it a longalike. But I wanted to sing another song from my grandmother, because I sang you that silly song that she sang to me. But she also sang this one, which is what they call a dandling song. You would bounce the baby on your foot, and you'd go, rida, rida, ranka, hästen heter Blanka, var skall du rida, till en liten piga. And it's about riding on a horse. So that's what you're trying to do. Oh, there you have a child there to bounce on your knee. That's great. I do the first part a little bit slower than you might do it if you were just saying it. My grandmother used to do this one, and she would say it pretty quickly. She didn't really sing it that often to me. And so I found a tune for it that I like. And that's what I'm going to do, is sing it to that tune. And then I'll go into a march after that. I don't know. Do you want to say anything about the march?
And I meant to say earlier, did anyone notice that we were doing triplets for a while? We did polka, and then we did several different kinds of polka. And then we went into a waltz, which is also in 3, but this one is in 4, right? It's a bouncing tune. So just imagine you might have this, what's the?
A little baby on, or a lumberjack.
A lumberjack on your knee, but just try a little bounce. Let's see if you can do it. Or standing, that's it, Tom. You step, you could do it.
That's it. Rida, rida, ranka, hesten heter blanka, vad skall du rida? Jag ska ut och fria till en liten liga. Now a little faster march.
Let's march. I love it. It definitely is. You've got a high stepping horse going on there.
Yep. Yep.
Right. So you can do that with your knees or just your hands too. Woo. Maybe this is another take a deep moment, deep breath moment. I love it. You can do another. Oh, that was the Rita Rita and the march. And I was going to say something, but I can't remember.
You had a song too, didn't you? Or I forget.
Well, that was a food song, but I did think of something, and I am going to ask about the recipes. I keep on forgetting. My mom, who didn't think of herself as a singer, but she loved doing this song that maybe some of you know. She would put me on her knees, so I must have been pretty small, and she'd bend her knees up, and she'd go, "Oh, the Grand Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down."
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, because I teach it as a dance with older, but I've never seen that for young children.
Yeah,
That's
and so
terrific.
you do it with knees, and then you plop your knees down, and then the little one goes down all of a sudden, and then you go up
that's
again,
great.
right? But that, and actually it's a story too about a military soldier who didn't do very well, because the Grand Duke of York, he had marched him up to the hill and then down again, and didn't work out. But it's a good song.
Yeah, and you can just stand up and sit down
yeah. Oh, the
and go
Grand
halfway
Duke
and
up.
add 10,000 men.
Then
He marched them up
to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again.
And when you're up, you're up.
And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down.
Yeah, that's the way we did it in school when I was.
I love it. I love it. Many ways to sing a song. Vlad, I think you have another song. Am I? Or yes. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Did you have a? Oh, let me ask, Eleanor. I'll finally remember. Oh, no recipes. We would love to hear. So something maybe, all right, how about if I just ask a question then? How many people loved it when, I'll say grandma, your aunt or a cousin made a pie? Raise your hand. Any favorite pies? Oh yeah. Let's apple. Yeah. Oh, there's some apple. Okay. Peach. Oh. Jody and Carl, Eddie, Cole, Jenny, right?
Strawberry rhubarb.
Strawberry rhubarb. Yeah. This is a good time for strawberry rhubarb. Any others? How about banana cream pie? I love, I wish we could, we have names, but they're not all connected to people, but our friend in bright red shirt in Two Harbors, it's so, at Lake Country, it's so great to, or just at Lakes, you love all pies, right? How about raise your hands if you like pretty much any kind of really good pie. That's me. Yeah, all right. So that I think of my grandma and apple pie. So Vlad, I'm going to ask one more time. Do you have a quick grandma song, and then we're going to do a midsummer song?
Yeah, for sure. I'm not into pies a lot. I don't know why. I'm more into salty stuff. But the one pie I love, it's called angel pie that my mother-in-law makes. It's just a chocolate pie. It's just I don't know what it has. It's just like so smooth and so good. That's the only one I like pies, but I'm not a sweet person. So I do have a song. This song I have the translations for. I'm gonna really quickly share them there you go, on the chat, and I'm gonna read them for them who cannot read the words. It's really quick. It says, "Now that you look at me in silence, I need to drink your whole story. Descendant of the sun and the pampas." Pampas is the desert, the desert in South America. "Master of mine and all my memory, tell me about salt land. Sing again, child, as in Puelma. Daughter and older mother of 10 brothers, always ahead of opening new path. I want to go back to the time you laugh in Pampa Union, in the Son of Gifts, because I inherited your Nortina story, your old serenades. Come back to find you walking through the sunny streets of Vergara. Give me the immense strength of your singing. Don't silence your step of matriarch. Describes an evening in Chacabuco, birth of children and battles. Tell me about Saltland. Sing again, child, as in Puelma. Daughter of an older mother of 10 brothers, always ahead, opening new path. I want to go back." It's such a beautiful song, and it's about the guy who wrote it to her mother. The song is called Mama Aida. Aida is the name of the mother. Mama, it's mother in Spanish. So Mama Aida. I'm going to sing a little bit of the song that I hope you guys enjoy. Ahora que me miras en silencio, necesito beber toda tu historia. Descendiente del sol y de la pampa, dueña mía y de toda mi memoria. Cuéntame de la tierra salitrera. Canta de nuevo, niña, como en Puelma. Hija y madre mayor de 10 hermanos. Siempre adelante abriendo nuevas sendas. Quiero volver al tiempo en que reías, allá en Pampa Unión, al son de los dones. Porque heredé tu historia de Nortina, tus antiguas serenatas. volver para encontrarte caminando por las antiguas calles de Vergara. It's a little hard for me to sing this song. It's just so, when I sing my grandma, because she was born in the desert, and that's where my parents came from the desert to the coast, and so they brought all those Pampino stories, right? Their work on the mines. So it's kind of hard to sing, but at the same time, it's just so beautiful that it fills me with a lot of energy. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, Vladimir. It is really beautiful, and it's a reminder of the gifts that our parents and their parents, and going back to ones we don't even know their names, but somehow we get to bring them into this time, and they come out in many ways. But it's powerful, and they worked hard. They worked hard, and luckily we get to appreciate all that hard work. And there's pain and joy, and joy and grief and joy all together. Well, how about, it's time for us to end, but I think we've got to do a little bit of to celebrate Midsummer, which, by the way, the other week we have a maypole. We did do a maypole in here.
Wow.
But I want to remind you that we'll be back next week. You'll see Tom and Parker. They'll be joining us. We have to bring Ross again back soon, don't you think? Yeah. And it's wonderful thanks to all of our friends, to Jody and Carl and Eddie and Cole and Jenny and Tom, and our friends in Egan, and our friends up north on that beautiful Lake Superior. We'll see you next week. But in the meantime, we are going to be some fine musicians, right?
Right. And on this, you can start conducting on the first part. They're talking about being fine musicians, and then you can play your fiddle, your bass fiddle, and the flute. You can play a side or in front, and then you dance a boom federala, which is whatever you want to do. I can hardly wait to see what Maria does. So we are fine musicians, and we'll say we're from Minnesota, even though there might be some people from other places here today. Oh, we are fine musicians, we come from Minnesota. We are fine musicians, we come from Minnesota. We can fiddle, fiddle, we can fiddle, bass, fiddle, and flute. We can dance a boom, federala, boom, federala, boom, federala. We can dance a boom, federala, boom, federala. We can fiddle. Leo, 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 we can fiddle, bass, fiddle, and flute. We can dance a boom, federala, boom, federala, boom, federala. We can dance a boom, federala, boom, federala.
Thank you, everyone. That was fun. Again, thank you, Ross Sutter.
My pleasure.
Thank you. All of you, and Vladimir, will you just take us out with a song? We'll see you next week. Keep dancing. Thank you. Remember to chat us or send us an email with ideas for music, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Thank you for this great big love.
Thank you, everyone. This song, we talked a lot about our grandmas. This is about our grandpa, an old guy who fell asleep right next to his horse, right, when all of this was happening. It's a beautiful song from the north part of, from Bolivia, from Peru, the north part of Chile. Has a really nice rhythm, so I hope you guys enjoy it and dance with me.
After I'm ready to get up.
Bailando con la saya de Tundiki, bailando con la saya de Tundiki, bailando. ¿Dónde se ha metido mi negra? cargada de su guaguita bailando, cargada de su guaguita bailando. Hay un lorito con su monito, hay un lorito con su monito, es un regalo de San Benito para la fiesta de los negritos. Hay un lorito con su monito, hay un lorito con su monito, es un regalo de San Benito para la fiesta de los negritos. ¡Épale! Un viejo caña con su caballo, un viejo caña con su caballo, está durmiendo en su cabaña, está durmiendo en su cabaña. Un viejo caña con su caballo, un viejo caña con su caballo, está durmiendo en su cabaña, está durmiendo en su cabaña. ¡Épale! Thank you, everyone. See you next time.